Insurance Agency, why not consider the Malloy State Farm Team? Voted the best of Will County 4 years in a row. Give us a call at 815-463-5800 to hear what a championship team sounds like.
Hello, my name is Teresa Ingram, and I am hosting the Ultimate 5K Purple Hero Renegade Run to raise awareness for thousands of people who suffer from autoimmune disorders just like me. The race will take off from Curie Sheridan Grove in Shanahan at 9 a.m. on October 2nd. The cost is $35. You can sign up to run or walk by searching Renegade Run or runsignup.com. And please be sure to check out my Reason for This Race video.
Ryder is hiring full-time forklift operators and warehouse associates to work at the General Mills warehouse in Wilmington. Ryder is hosting a hiring event Wednesday, September 14th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 30131 Elliott Boulevard, Wilmington, Illinois. Ryder is an industry-leading Fortune 500 company offering full-time direct hire positions on first and second shift. Forklift experience is preferred for these roles. You can earn a starting wage up to $22.50 per hour, depending on your shift and position, plus a $1,000 sign-on bonus. You will also get a productivity bonus and 3 raises in your first year. Ryder has a fantastic benefits package, including medical, dental, paid time off, 401k program, and more. If you are ready to start a career with an industry leader, we are hiring on the spot on Wednesday, September 14th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 30131 Elliott Boulevard, Wilmington. Check out Ryder.com/careers today for more information. Ryder is an equal opportunity employer and drug-free workplace.
This is Will County Executive Jennifer Bertino Tarrant. If you need non-emergency help, call 211. The 211 helpline makes a difference in the lives of people every day. Do you need help paying your utility bill, finding housing, buying food? Do you need assistance navigating veteran services or accessing jobs? Call 211 today or text 898-211 to speak to a specialist. They will make sure you have a plan and put you in touch with the right resources. Call or text today. Help is available in 180 languages, 24/7, 365 days a year. 211 is provided by the United Way of Will County in partnership with Will County government. Call 211. You are not alone.
EDGYTIM is here. Coach Rod is here. The best high school football fans in the state are here. It's time for Pigskin Preview. Coaches, players, fans, and experts. You get them all right here on Pigskin Preview. Powered by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy and John Wright.
All right, so it's not the Edwin Diaz theme, but it's awfully darn close. I like that a lot.
I'm waiting for that guy to say, like a good neighbor, Joe.
Yep. Welcome to the Week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM here, along with the Coach Joe Rodagero, Evan Bredesen behind spinning the dials and keeping us on the air and streamed and everything else. Hello to everybody watching us on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else you might be watching. And appreciate you joining us. Very strange Thursday, Joe, in the area.
Yes. We have games.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different area games going on, as we talked about earlier with Evan Bredesen. The Southwest Prairie Conference is playing Thursday this week and next week due to the referee shortage. The conference stepping up, wanting to do their fair share of trying to help out a situation, Joe. So, I mean, obviously, good intentions there from the Southwest Prairie schools.
Right. I mean, we talked to Tom Hug last week, and eventually, we could have referee shortages.
Yep.
And if, like he was saying, a couple guys got hurt in week 1, so where are you going to find replacements for that? But I think it's a great idea by the conference to have their games on Thursday, where you're going to have referees on Thursday. You're going to have them.
Joe, this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
Want to, again, remind you, our game of the week is tomorrow night. Kicks off at 6:05 with not Evan Bredesen on the call. I believe Scott Slocum will be hosting Friday Night Lights,
All right.
which begins at 6:05, leading up to the Friday night game of the week. Bolingbrook at Lincoln Way West. That is a 7:30 kickoff with Evan on the play-by-play. Joe, as only Joe can provide color. Joe Rodegaro.
Yep. I paint a picture.
You do. You paint a visual that stays with you and just never leaves.
Yeah.
Joe.
No.
So that is the game of the week. Looking forward to it. We will have both head coaches, John Ivo from Bolingbrook and Luke Lokank from Lincoln Way West, joining us on the show. Also excited to have Jeff Reentz with us in the 6 o'clock hour. Also excited to have some time to talk to you. We're going to have open phones. Joe, I think we need to talk a little bit about the Southwest Prairie games about to get ready to go. I know several of them are 6:30 kickoffs for the varsity, so we definitely need to dig into that. And again, if you want to join us, 815-254-7300. Joe, I'm a little juiced up tonight.
Are you?
I don't know what it is. I had something before the show that gave me a surge of energy like I haven't had in a while.
Should I show the fans the one?
Yeah, we're gonna have to because we're gonna have to get into this because so the incredible baking skills of Deb Rodegaro. Oh my God! Oh Joe! Oh my God! It's a tragedy. We just had the Hindenburg in the studio. Oh my God! Look at Joe. And the beautiful part about it, Joe, it's all captured on camera.
That's okay.
So Joe's wife, Deb, made these cupcakes that are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It took me about 35 seconds before I attacked mine. And these two knuckleheads, although Evan did leave the studio, so he's probably munched into one.
Sorry, Evan, I messed the other one up.
But again, so thank you, Deb Rodegaro. By the way, Joe, as I told you, Deb's frosting on those are a 10 out of 10.
I'm taking it off my sheet
10
right
out of 10. And let's face it, folks, frosting is very difficult to get sometimes.
Yes.
Either too sugary, too sweet, not sweet enough, kind of chunky, not smooth. That frosting,
now see that
out of sight.
That cupcake is a lot like my birthday cake, the chocolate with the vanilla with just coconut on top.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Again, 815-254-7300. We would love to have you join us on the show. Our thoughts on the Queen? Nick Jacobs. Did you date the Queen at all, Joe, or no?
No. She didn't answer my phone call.
Oh, I know.
96.
Well,
God
I'm
bless
sad.
her.
I mean,
God bless her. 96
you know,
years old.
Yeah.
Man.
It's, she's a queen.
We hope to live that long.
I mean, I watched The Crown, and it's about as close to royalty as I'll get, and it's cool. It was a good series. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so there you go, Nick Jacobs, smart guy. I don't know what he thought I'd talk about, but let's go over some of the games. Joe,
you got it.
One team is 0-2, the other is 0-2, a very surprising 0-2. Joliet Central tonight at Oswego taking on the Panthers, the 0-2 Panthers.
Yeah, well, Oswego has played kind of some tough competition at the beginning of the year, and I don't see them losing this game.
No, but I tell you what, the Panthers better get their act together a little bit because as we're seeing so far by the first 2 weeks, it is going to be a very, as we thought early on, it is going to be a very entertaining Southwest Prairie West Conference.
Yes, it is.
No doubt. No doubt about it. Yeah. So again, Oswego hosting Joliet Central tonight. Joliet West 0-2 at Plainfield North 2-0. Now again, Joe, you talk about scheduling. Joliet West has had two very, very solid games to start the year. This one makes number 3.
But again, Plainfield North's tough on defense. And again, as last week even proved it too when they played Minooka, Joliet West is going to win some games. Very impressed with them in the first week against Lockport. But I'm looking for Plainfield North. And by the way, again, it's because of the shortage of riders and all this other stuff. A young man who had his first 2 games very good.
At Brian Stanton.
For
North.
Plainfield North. John St. Clair Jr.
There you go.
Rushed for, I think, 175, 80 yards last week. In the first week, he had a very good week, too. So, very good baseball player, too. Know his dad a little bit but I remember when that little guy was born. And just a great kid.
Joe, another team that's 0-2, but I tell you what, they are going to win some games this year. Plainfield Central hosting West Aurora.
I'm picking them to win tonight.
Yeah, I think
really
it begins tonight for Central.
Yep.
I think that's a very solid Central team.
It is.
I really do. Interesting game here. Oswego East at Plainfield East. Again, the Bengals 1-1. But Oswego East is pretty tough. That'll be a good game for Plainfield East.
Yeah, and Oswego East got beat by Lincoln Way West last week in a very close game.
Yeah,
defensive
no doubt.
battle.
Yorkville 2-0 at Plainfield South 1-1. Joe, we're going to find out what the Cougars really are tonight.
When I saw that on your sheet today, when I ran it off, I said, this is a game where we're going to see where they're going to go from here.
And then finally, the final game this evening, Minooka on the road at Romeoville. And, again, you're hoping for Justin Trevino. He's able to continue to keep those kids together, put together a solid game tonight. And who knows, maybe they give Minooka a little bit of a push.
Yes.
So there you go. Those are the games on the schedule tonight in the area. If you're at a game, call us, 815-254-7300. We'd love to hear from you if you want to chime in. Tell us where you're at. What's the atmosphere like on a Thursday night?
Yeah.
We don't know. We're locked here in the studio. Joe, let's go out to the phone lines. It is now an official show because Bob joins us. Hello, Bob.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
We're good. We're good. We always appreciate your phone call. It makes us know that you're okay and we can officially start the show.
That's good.
Heading down to the city tomorrow?
I think so, as long as my ride can make it. See how his wife's doing.
Okay.
You better leave early.
Yeah, I know. No seating, no nothing over there.
Yes.
Although no seating, huh? Because I know they've totally renovated De La Salle. I don't know when was the last time you were there, Bob?
Last JCA played down there.
Yeah. So they've completely renovated their facility. So you know what? You got an assignment, Bob. You ready?
All right.
When you call next week and you go to the game tomorrow, I want you to talk to us and tell us what you liked about De La Salle's facilities down there.
All right.
They've done a really nice job of renovating.
I know it was only by the L over there, and they only had that one side.
Yep.
They had to the other side?
They're landlocked, Joe, but they did a lot with what they had. It's really impressive what they've done over there. So
are they still playing baseball also right there too?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's one of those where
because left and center field was the baseball field, and
I think they might have, and I got to double check. I think they might have field turfed the whole thing.
Okay.
Where they're able to reconfigure.
Like American Conception did.
Yeah. So, and they did indoors too. They did a brand new gym. They have weight room facilities. Yeah, they've done a ton of work down there.
Well, good for them.
So we'll see. But Bob, your thoughts on the Hilltoppers? Feeling good about them right now?
Oh, yeah. They needed a wake-up call.
Yeah.
I mean, you take one game, you blow somebody out, you got to come to be ready to beat anybody, anytime.
IC's just a tough team, guys. That's it. They're just a very good team. And
they're well coached.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yep, they will. All right, Bob. Well, we appreciate it. And remember, you got a homework assignment, so we expect to hear from you next week.
Have a safe trip, Bob.
If I get there, I'll let you know.
All right. Bob drops off, and we appreciate his call. 815-254-7300. Would love to hear your phone calls. We're getting some questions, Joe, online on the stream. Alec Acevedo, who's a regular watching. Alex, we appreciate you watching. Bradley versus Lockport's thought on the game. Well, my first thought is, Joe, I'm glad the schedule's ramping up a little bit for the Porters.
Yes. This is, again, and you got to go down to Bradley. We've talked about it's tough to play down there.
It's a wonderful place to play.
Yeah. And I, but again, it sounds like that Lockport got it going a little bit last week. So,
but they need a test, though. They need to start ramping things up.
First test, yes.
I believe next week is HF. I think week 4 was
right.
HF.
Yes.
And I had a chance to see HF on Saturday.
Yeah.
I saw them. They played Cahokia. Kind of beat the out of Cahokia. Yeah, the bejesus out of them. Cahokia is a 4A team. They're going to be very solid. And who knows, Joe, the way things fall, JCA might end up running into Cahokia in 4A. But again, HF's better. This is definitely a better HF team than I saw last year and the year before.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see HF being a 5-4, 6-3 this year. Quite a bit of experience back, which I think always helps.
Athletes and speed again.
Athletes and speed as always. Again, it's not the 85-90 roster of Craig Bazia days, but it's 65-70. And right, and there's still plenty of talent there.
Yes.
So,
all right.
And there's a handful of Division I kids on defense. So, yeah, HF solid. So again, there's going to be, as we well know, there's going to be no gimmies in that Southwest Suburban Blue. There just isn't.
Yeah, no,
you're going to have to earn every week in that conference. You're going to have to earn your way. I don't care who you are, Lincoln Way East, Bolingbrook, whoever.
Right.
You got a battle on your hands every week. So. Interested though, Alex, for sure to see what happens. I know Bradley got I'm trying to think who they just beat. Oh, they beat Kenwood, real close score. I think if I'm not mistaken, it might have been like a 19-14 score or something to that effect. So again, that's a pretty solid win. I saw Kenwood. Kenwood's decent. Now I don't know because Kenwood's quarterback got hurt week 1, so I don't know if the tall kid Nakari. McFarland was back or not. Maybe it was the backup that played last week, so that makes a difference. But
all right.
Yeah, I guess a solid win for Bradley. We'll see.
Yep.
815-254-7300. You know what? We'll take your calls. We're probably going to have to go to a break here in a minute. So we will actually have an open period again at 6:25. So if you got calls, actually we're not. We're going to have to go to Jeff Reins. It'd be nice if I knew my own schedule on the show. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll go out to the phone lines. We'll talk Wilmington Wildcat football, Coach, with Jeff Reese. You are listening to the Week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm sorry, I can't operate on that vehicle.
But doctor, you took an oath.
That RV, it's my son's RV.
Oh, doctor, isn't there anything you can
I'm not a miracle worker, Sheila. I'm an RV surgeon, trained to save the lives of large, injured recreational vehicles, which is definitely a real profession.
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you dealing with back taxes? Are you worried about what might happen if and when you do pay those taxes? Call Greg Severson at Cordano, Severson and Associates. Greg has worked with many businesses in getting out of tricky tax situations. He has worked with the IRS for many years and with many different clients. He knows the players and how to navigate the system so that your business will get the best solution for your situation. So whether you're struggling to meet the next tax deadline or dealing with overdue or late tax payments, it's time to call Greg Severson. Greg will help your business now, but also help you set up a year-round tax plan, saving you this hassle year after year. He'll give you a free half-hour consultation to get started and give your business the attention it deserves. Call the firm that has provided quality tax advice for almost 50 years right here in the Will County area. Cordano, Severson and Associates, a firm you can trust and your business can afford. Co-founder and proud member of the Will Buy Local Alliance.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the 2-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen. Weekdays from 4 to 6. The Afternoon Rush is your recap of the day and a look ahead at what's to come. The top headlines from around Will County, news from around Illinois, what's happening in D.C. and around the world. More importantly, breaking news, traffic, and weather as you try to get home from work. The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen, 4 to 6, here on 1340 WJOL.
Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. Only my Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep a night. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
Don't miss the final days of the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I hope you know what you're doing having your brother cut down this tree.
He's cut down plenty of trees and we saved a ton of money. What could possibly go wrong?
Do you have anything to say now?
We should have called Homer Tree Service.
Homer Tree Service has been serving Lockport and the southwestern suburbs for over 50 years with 2 generations of experienced, courteous, and certified arborists. Homer Tree offers comprehensive tree care, including expert tree trimming, tree removal, plant health care, and emerald ash borer management programs. Homer Tree handles it all, from pre-construction evaluations to land and lot clearing for site developments. Call the experts at Homer Tree Service today for a free estimate. 815-838-0320. That's 815-838-0320. Homer Tree Service, 14,000 South Archer Avenue in Lockport. On the web at homertree.com. That's homertree.com.
Darcy Chevrolet Buick Cadillac in Morris presents the 13th annual Jalopy Fest this weekend at the Kendall County Fairgrounds in Yorkville with live music, a swap meet, and something for the kids too. Tickets available at the gate and parking is free. Jalopy-fest.com.
The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen. Weekdays from 4 to 6. The Afternoon Rush is your recap of the day and a look ahead at what's to come. The top headlines from around Will County, news from around Illinois, what's happening in D.C. and around the world. More importantly, breaking news, traffic, and weather as you try to get home from work. The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen, 4 to 6, here on 1340 WJOL. Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodagero, Evan Bredesen. Spinning the dials, we are hoping to get connected to Wilmington head coach Jeff Reentz. We are having troubles connecting. So, Coach Reentz, if you're out there and happen to be listening, feel free to call the studio line, 815-254-7300. I believe, Joe, you just texted Coach that number as well. So, Jeff, if you're able to hear this, try to give us a call in, and hopefully we can at least connect with you that way. So,
yes,
love to talk about him. Of course, the Wildcats are off to a 2-0 start, and just some little team called Coal City coming into town. That's all. No big deal. So,
that was a classic game last year.
Yeah, they always are, though, aren't they? Usually, those two get together.
Quarterback got hurt, and Mr. Meats went in, and little shaky, but they won the ball game.
Yep. All right. Again, we've got some time here. Again, hopefully this might be Jeff calling in now, so we'll check in. Yep, we got him. So, hopefully, we're hooked up. Jeff Reentz joining us again from Wilmington. Jeff, appreciate you calling us. You better get that cell number checked. Either that or you have the greatest cell number in the world that no one can get a hold of you. That's pretty awesome.
Hey, fellas, I apologize. I just got the text and, Yeah, I got to work on that, but I appreciate you guys having me on.
No problem. So the one of the main reasons we want to have you on is that I was hearing a lot of rumors coming out of Wilmington this week that there was talk that the Gemini Giant was going to be turned into a quarterback and that rocket was going to be him throwing a ball. Is that true?
No, gentlemen. No. We're still running that ball now.
Okay.
We're still doing it right. But yeah, we have looked into a little bit, over the summer. We had a really good summer, we feel, from a 7-on-7 standpoint of view. Ryder Ment's coming back, as you guys know, at quarterback. And so we've looked into a few things. But we're still us. We're gonna run that ball as much as we can. Obviously a huge test coming this weekend. And so, no, gentlemen, we are not. We are not taking the Gemini Giant down and passing that ball over the place.
I gotta imagine it'd be easier to build a new one than to renovate that one, I would think. Is that a historic landmark yet or no?
Oh, yes.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it sure is. It's concerning that, with the Route 66 stuff, you believe it. Yep.
Yep. Well, again,
it's too heavy anyway, Jeff, to know we could move it.
I agree.
So what you're saying is we're going to have to procure funds to build one that goes that your bus that'll go next to it when you retire eventually.
Edgy, you are killing me.
It's going to happen, Coach. We're going to will it into existence. Okay.
Oh gosh.
How proud would you be
partner.
driving in and out?
I bet my daughters would just love it too. Let me tell you.
They would. They would.
Oh gosh.
My daughter would tolerate it for about 7 seconds, right, Joe?
Yeah. Oh,
there you go.
She'd be throwing rocks at it.
Yeah, she'd be trying to blow it up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're off to a 2-0 start, and sound like things got well. Again, you beat a Marengo team that is 5 or 6A, and
Division I quarterback.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of a struggle, but it sounded like last week. And again, you talked about them on the coaches show about playing Lyle twice, and it sounds like you guys handled them pretty good, and the offense really got clicking again last Friday.
Yeah, guys, it's been a really good start for us. The Marengo game I thought was huge for us. As you guys know, we are a really young team coming off last year's successful season, and so we were in a great game with Marengo and this kid, and we kept fighting back, and I think our younger guys grew up a lot that night, and so that was a huge win for us, and then for us to come back against Lyle. And to have the game we did last week, we keep taking these steps forward, and now you get the next test here Friday against Coal City, and so we'll see where we're at. But no, I thought the first two games we did make a lot of mistakes, but we also came out of it with a lot of positives too. So we're very happy to be 2-0.
We for years and years and years we hear coaches, and you've said it, and other coaches have said it as well, that you see, in a lot of cases, you see a large majority of improvement, the most amount of improvement go from week 1 to week 2. Is that the case with this team?
It is right now. I think, when we ran down the hill with the fireworks and everything, when we're on top of that hill, game 1, the kids will say, "Oh, we're not that nervous. We're okay." I can tell you, there were some nervous players feeling that pressure a little bit.
Yep.
And then you get we had another home game against for Lyle week 2, and when we were on top of the hill, when we were getting ready to take the field, there was a different look with the kids, a look of confidence, a look of hey, we've been through this a little bit, we know what to expect, and and so I totally agree that that jump between week 1 and 2 was really big for us, and we continue to make those improvements throughout the year.
Have you had seasons where you didn't necessarily see that in between week 1 and week 2, or have you had those teams that maybe for whatever reason it took 3, 4, 5 weeks before things really kicked in?
Oh, by all means, yeah. Oh, there was some times that I can recall that we beat a couple teams. We'll put it this way: I felt we were 2-0 at times, and I didn't feel good about our team at all. Where there's been other times we've been 1-1, and I felt better about our kids because I knew where we were at.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I've even gone into week 2 or 3 sometimes, even 4. And boy, you know, is our kids making progress? Are they where we want to be? And I think for us and for a lot of schools, if you're able to get one of those first 2 games, and when we had 2 games of it, 2 tough games, boy, you feel as a head coach, you know where you're at, you know where your kids are at, and then now you can start making that progress. And I think that's the key for us.
You know, defensively, Jeff, it sounded like the defense, you know, Hunter Hayes, Brendan Moran, and the rest of the guys on defense had a very solid game last week against Lisle.
Yeah, they really did. I thought our linebacker playing, and overall, our whole defense took a big step forward. You know, we didn't play the greatest ball against Marengo. Now that had to do a lot with the quarterback at Marengo. He just made some outstanding plays, and you got to give credit where it's due.
Yep.
But you know, I could tell during the game, kids were you know, questioning a little bit. You know, we had a little bit of when things starting to got really tight for us, and kids started doing their own thing, and we got that fixed during the game, and the kids got back to playing good football. And they carried that over into Lisle, I felt, and everybody was clicking much better. Kids are used to playing with each other. They've been through a game, and you know, you're starting to build that trust factor. And so I thought defensively it was a nice win for us, and I thought the kids did a good job of being coachable.
Jeff, we were talking. There's Joe, about a half dozen games tonight in the Southwest Prairie. Playing tonight instead of Friday, obviously, we've talked about it. A lot of other people have talked about it as well with the referee shortage that's going on. And some of the conferences I know were approached by some of the referee organizations and asked, you know, if this is a possibility. And, you know, the Southwest Prairie, I know the Mid-Suburban Conference and some others are doing it for a week or 2. I mean, I'm not going to ask you for a solution for the ref shortage, because if you had that answer, you might be answered a lot of world problems as well, because I just don't think there's an easy answer. But if it gets to that point, or are we getting to that point as far as you can tell from your side of it, from your conference side, or are you not quite there yet?
Well, we're not quite there yet from our conference, but you know, you got a lot of, like Edgy and all you guys, you got a lot of friends throughout the state, and you hear about different things going on. And it's a problem, guys. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If we're starting to play football on Thursday nights and possibly on Sundays because we don't have enough referees, that's a tough deal. And you know, the solutions. I know our conference wise, we bumped up the pay some. You know, just trying to entice more people to try to be a referee and try to help the game out. But it's a tough deal, Edge, and it's a problem that we have to deal with. And you know, I know taking the pay and upping the pay is possibly will get more people involved. But you know, it's a thankless job, and those guys do a tremendous job that are doing it now.
Jeff, you with your referee, you just talked about your conference, and you see the same guys. Are you seeing any younger referees with these crews?
I see a little bit. Last week's crew was a little older. The group we had against Marengo, definitely younger, some younger guys, and so I see some of it. Again, mostly they're guys I've seen for quite a while.
Veterans, yeah.
You know, to be coaching for a long time, and I've seen, you know, majority of the guys that I'm getting, I probably have seen for 10 years plus, and you know, and so obviously, you know, we talked with the referees during the JV game and whatnot, and you know, they're telling me, hey, we got you know, we got you guys tonight. I got 2 games tomorrow on Saturday, and then I got another game on Sunday.
Wow!
And that becomes a full schedule. And you know, I like all coaches do, appreciate those guys doing what they do. And but you know, when you're starting to play on Thursday night, guys, that's, you know, there's your first warning that you know, we got something going on here that we got to try to fix.
Well, again, Jeff, and I've said this before, you're not solving the issue; you're just spreading it out more. So.
Right.
It hasn't changed. It's still there.
It's still there. And I know a lot of guys are trying to figure this out. How do you get people more involved? And I know as you guys you do a great job on your website trying to get the word out. And as we've been talking about this, over the summer and 7-on-7s for for the last 5 years. Joe, we've talked about this, and it's a problem. And I like you guys, I had the solution, but I don't right now.
Yeah, no one really does. It's going to take a lot of effort by a lot of different people to try to get something going. And even then, Jeff, it's not going to be an overnight solution. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time to finally get some pieces in place. But we'll talk about that another day. Hey, pal, always appreciate having you on, and good luck tomorrow night. And go Wildcats.
Yep. Good luck, Jeff.
Hey guys, as always, I apologize about the phone thing, but
tell the wife to pay the bill.
Well, Jeff, Edge, I'm going to tell you, I've got the phone numbers of all the coaches in the area at home. You're the only coach I have in my phone.
Wow.
So, like I always tell you, Jeff, us old guys have to stick together.
Jeff, you are not. Right. Jeff, you are not the only cell number in my phone. So.
Edgy's got every coach in the state in his phone.
Pretty much. All right, pal.
Good luck, Jeff.
Hey guys, thanks a lot.
All right,
you guys, thanks.
All right, Jeff Reen's joining us, and again, Joe, we're going to get that Gemini Giant lookalike next to Jeff Reen's in Wilmington by hook or by crook. Yeah. So I think we're going to step aside and take a break. But before we do that, so I think we need to start a campaign. What I think we need to do, Evan, I'm going to get you involved in this because let's face it, you have nothing else going on in your life and you can be involved. I think we need to start making awareness. So I think we need a T-shirt with the Gemini Giant on one side and Jeff Reen's on the other, kind of the same pose. So we can give people an idea of what we're looking at.
Yeah. Artistic
Jeff
view.
Reen's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you think? And a football instead of the Giant.
Yes.
Instead of the Rocket, he could just be holding a football. I think we got a winner there, Joe. We're going to step aside and take a break. Don't go anywhere. John Ivelo from Bolingbrook will join us. We'll talk Raider football and another big game Friday night against Lincoln Way West. You are listening to the Week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Hey guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now is the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-915-8288 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. 800-915-8288.
I did a site visit and the space is absolutely incredible.
Este's Reiki Clinic is opening another studio across town.
But there's a lot to wrap up.
But staffing an entire office requires more than just deep breathing.
And at least 4 new practitioners.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. Only my Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep a night. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
Don't miss the final days of the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with Michelle Kerfin handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else and more money too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen and get to a better state with State Farm. Find Michelle online at insurewithmichelle.com.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
Week number 3 of the high school football season, we find ourselves headed to New Lenox. The Lincoln Way West Warriors take on the Bolingbrook Raiders. Our live broadcast starts at 7:30. Brought to you by Tire Tracks USA. Preceded by Jody's Hot Dogs Friday Night Lights. At 6, high school football this Friday night, the Brook and Lincoln Way West. And welcome back. It is the Week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM, along with the coach Joe Rodriguero, Evan Bredesen behind the spinning the dials. And welcome back. Glad to have you aboard. And we are very glad to bring in the head coach of your Bolingbrook Raiders, the one, the only, John Ivelo. John, good evening, and thanks for taking some time to talk.
Good evening. Anytime, guys. Anytime.
I'm sure you've had time. You guys have gone over the tape from last week against Simeon. Just your overall take from that game, and any sort of adjustments or things that if you had another shot to do it over again, maybe do differently.
Yeah, we play on Friday night.
Yep, there you go.
That's right.
Yep.
Got another game.
That's it. Oh, it's perfect. It was perfect. Perfect timing and setup. And yeah, other than that, otherwise I just say, maybe we left 4 opportunities on the field. We had 2 turnovers on drives, and then we didn't score our first 2 drives. And quite frankly, I didn't think we looked very good on offense the first 2 drives at all. So there's 4 bone opportunities in my book, regardless of what the defense does. We still had an opportunity to win the game.
John, I know on the coach's show you mentioned we went through the schedule and you mentioned that Simeon was going to match up with you guys pretty well in that. And defensively, in games like this, are guys defensively, or you watched the tape, and are guys trying to do too much and not just doing their job? Like what I'm saying, overrunning plays or missing tackles, trying to do too much.
No, we just didn't do anything. That's the problem. We look like we never played a down of football in our life that game. It was, I don't know if it's heat, I don't know if it was what, but we did not look very good, and it was addressed this week. And we're gonna fix everything, and I'm sure the guy's gonna come out and be ready to play.
Yeah, it's and about as well as anyone that that's the blessing and the curse of being a high school coach, where
yes,
from day to day you don't know what team's going to show up, and I guess that's part of the learning lessons. And I guess kind of what I'm getting to, John, is you have an experienced team, yet they're still a young team, and is this part of that process as well, where
Of course.
I'm sorry,
but they've got to learn. When we tell them, I think we had 9 guys cramp up on defense at one point.
Yeah.
And looking around for guys to put in, and it's like, we tell you for a reason to start drinking water.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. People don't believe you. It's going to be hot. You're going to be out there, and you got to prepare. And if you don't prepare your body, then you're probably not going to perform very well.
How much of a message does nutrition go into that as well from you and your coaches?
We preach it all the time.
Yeah.
Summer and then beginning of the week, make them start hydrating early. So yeah, we had all the water out all week. So
yeah,
but it's so important. So important.
Well, let's face it, we all eat garbage anyway to begin with. We're all guilty. It starts with the parents and works its way down. So
well, we're not out in the 90-degree heat playing football too in full pads. So that's
right.
We had very few games like that. I can remember maybe one actually against Bolingbrook in 1986. It was about 100 degrees before a heat index, before any of that stuff. So
wow. Yikes.
Yep.
Interesting. I always remember those games being at, I guess it's what now, Brooks Middle School?
Yeah, exactly. No,
and bees. I remember a lot of bees.
Yeah, still.
That's right.
Still a lot of bees. They just followed us over to our new stadium.
The Hive. Used to be the Hive.
Yeah.
So
that's right. I forgot about that.
Man.
Oh, yeah, a lot of bees.
There were some good games. John, there were some good games over there, though, for Bolingbrook. There's no
sure.
doubt.
Oh, God.
No doubt about it.
Even before I got there, I used to go and watch Coach Atkins' team play have some epic battles against Hubbard. So that was the hot team back then. So
how How have you adjusted to this season? This has been a big adjustment for you as well.
Sure. Yeah. No, not being at the school all day and just getting up pretty much and going to practice. It has been an adjustment, but I got to admit, I kind of like it. I don't like not being around the kids, but it is nice sleeping in and take care of other things.
Yeah.
John, your freshman quarterback. I know he threw the pick late trying to get to I'm Marion on that last drive. But talk about him a little bit. Is this the first time that you can think of in your coaching career that you had that freshman start and have the start that he had?
Yeah, no, that's the first time we've started a freshman on the varsity. We started plenty of sophomores,
right? Yep.
But never a freshman. Yep. No, nobody's had the start that he had. No, that was just a nice performance by him, and he played well against Simeon.
Yeah,
he had 7 guys the whole game.
Yep.
He got sacked once. I mean, so that was a credit to all our guys.
Lincoln Way West tomorrow night. The Warriors are always solid. Again, another one of those Lincoln Way programs that literally has just started winning from the moment they open the doors.
100% right. Yes.
What are you looking for from the Warriors, and what can your fans expect out of them tomorrow?
I'd expect them to send 9. If 7 didn't work, send 9. So, hard-nosed, well-coached guys. We know a lot of guys on that staff, and they're exactly what you're going to get. They're going to get a well-coached, hard-nosed team, and so the schedule doesn't get any easier. That's what we've got from here on out, a bunch of hard-nosed teams.
You're right.
It's funny, you mentioned staff and knowing guys over there, and I know your staff has reflected this over the years as well. They really do have a nice mix of younger and older coaches as well, and that's something you seem to have always strived in your staffs.
Yes, we've. I tell you, I got 4 younger guys right now on staff that I think would be great head coaches, going forward. So we got to make sure we retain these guys. I know they just settled a new contract, and for the teachers, and hopefully they're getting paid a little bit better, and we can keep some of these guys around. We're not getting any younger over there.
Yeah. Is it something that you specifically set out to do when putting a staff together, or does it work out that way, or a little bit of both?
Well, yeah, I've been trying to get guys in for years, and the problem is that we do get good guys in, but they get a coordinator job and go somewhere else, or the pay's not good enough and they leave, and they're just so hard to replace because, let's face it, we are first and foremost a school, an academic institution, and they could care less about coaches. They need to hire the best teachers, and I get it. But when we do find the good coaches, we got to find a way to keep them.
I know. When your son was playing at St. X, and you spent a lot of time following him on the weekends, and I know you always keep a good handle on the many, God, how many kids have gone through Bolingbrook through John and wind up playing in the college level. Are there certain kids that you follow and maybe you try to go see during a year, or kind of how do you keep tabs?
My sons have played college football for the last 10 years. It seems like, I think, and this is the first season that I don't have a son. John's on the coaching staff over there at St. Xavier, but it's the first year I don't have to go watch my son play. Or Michael. So I do plan on catching a few games, but which ones yet, I don't know. I look for proximity. So I would guess some of my first games will be Northern Illinois to watch Isaiah, Green Bay, and
I was just going to say, I know Isaiah's up at Northern now, so I had a feeling that'd probably be one of them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Kendall at Illinois. So we got Kendall Smith. So we got 3 guys real close here, so I can go check out. And then the Walters kid at Notre Dame. So there's 4 within about a 2-3-hour drive.
Yep. Awesome. It's amazing that line continues to move, Joe, every year. Loaded talent winds up going to the college level and having a lot of success. And I guarantee you the guy we're on the phone with had a lot to do with that, for sure.
I agree.
John, we'll let you go. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow night, and go get him, okay?
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. And I heard it's going to be on WJOL.
I'll be there. Yep, I'll be there. Maybe I'll get a chance to see you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, John. John Ivelo joining us, and I think we could hear one of the grandkids in the background.
Yes.
Yep. So again, John, if you're not aware, retired from the police department, I think back in the spring, I think. Maybe before then. But so John's just coaching it at Bolingbrook now, and civilian.
Yes.
Retired civilian, Joe, just like you.
And again, it's a good thing, as he said. It's nice just to know that you can just put some clothes on and go to practice.
All right, Joe, let's go through some of the area games. And Evan, why don't you pull up a microphone and join us for this one a little bit as well? By the way, Evan Bredesen on the call tomorrow evening.
Yes.
Your play-by-play voice along with the coach, Joe Rodriguero, for your game of the week, Bolingbrook at Lincoln Way West, the 7:30 kickoff. Gentlemen, Joliet Catholic at De La Salle. What I want to know about this game is if you're a Joliet Catholic fan, Joe, where do you go for dinner?
Boy, I don't know.
I'm gonna say Rickabenny's.
Rickabenny's?
Breaded steak sandwich. Okay. So Google search Rickabenny's. Go over to Rickabenny's. You're probably about 5 minutes from there. Go get yourself. Hey, Joe. Go get yourself a breaded steak, some fries.
Okay.
Get the junior size. Now, don't get the king size because unless you got a family of 4 in the car with you, you ain't going to finish that king size breaded steak unless you want to bring it home with you.
Okay.
Which is always an option.
Yep.
That would be my call on food tomorrow night if you're a Hilltopper fan. You haven't had a taste. If you've never had a breaded steak sandwich, just turn off the radio because I don't want you listening to me. Okay. You got to do it. Evan, have you ever had a breaded steak sandwich?
I have.
See?
I have. And
Joe,
you speak
I could tell by your
the truth.
reaction you have not.
Oh, I have.
You have?
Sure.
Okay. Don't lie to me now.
No.
All
I had
right.
breaded pork sandwiches.
Well, it's breaded steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just checking.
I like food.
I think the Hillmen will be just fine against De La Salle. I think De La Salle with a new head coach, Marty Quinn, took over from Mike Boehm. And again, you're just going to have to give him some time to put that De La Salle program together. But I will say, go look at those facilities at De La Salle. They've done a phenomenal job renovating. Joe, big game. Providence on the road taking on Fenwick. And, of course, Fenwick plays their home games at Triton College. So, again, nice setup at Triton. It's a nice, not a ton of stands, but I think there's enough to accommodate Providence on the road. And should be a good game, Joe. Both of them 1-1. Both are kind of younger teams trying to find themselves here.
Fenwick's defending state champs lost a lot. Providence just has to get their offense clicking.
Yeah.
They just have to get the offense clicking. Defense sounds like it's pretty solid. I know they had a rough game last week against Wheaton North, but the offense has to show some promise.
Joe, Evan, we had Jeff Reitz on talking Wilmington football. The Wildcats host Coal City tomorrow night.
I'm going to take Wilmington, especially being at home.
Yeah.
But again, this is kind of like this is going to be a close game.
Evan, Reed Custer 2-0 off to a very strong start. I mean, they're averaging like about 140 points a game right now. Taking on Lyle, I think this is the maybe little, I don't want to say a slap, but a nudge to bring maybe the Comets, give them a little bit more of a test than they've had in the first 2 weeks. But let's face it, guys, they haven't had much of a test in the first 2 weeks.
They're averaging 66.5 points a game.
That's all. And that's them probably pulling back the throttle about midway through the third quarter.
By the way, they're giving up 3.5 a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting it done.
They are.
If you can do that for 9 weeks, then you're talking. But guys,
this will be a little bit tougher.
This is a very good Reed Custer team, though.
It is.
This is a team with a lot back from last year. So again, I'm very interested to see how this one shakes out tomorrow evening.
I'm not trying to get ahead of myself there, but that September 30th date when they host Wilmington, that has the potential to be one heck of a football game.
Whoever helped put that schedule together had something going on upstairs. They had a feeling that game could wind up being something good. So fingers crossed. That one looks like it's shaping up to be a dandy.
Yep.
All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, hour number 2, we will have Luke Lokank on from Lincoln Way West. We're going to talk about a few gripes going on right now with IHSA football and your phone call. So hour number 2 coming up. You're listening to the Week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk Sports.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
Week number 3 of the high school football season, we find ourselves headed to New Lenox. The Lincoln Way West Warriors take on
the Bolingbrook Raiders. Our live broadcast starts at 7:30. Brought to you by Tire Tracks USA. Preceded by Jody's Hot Dogs Friday Night Lights. At 6, high school football this Friday night, the Brook and Lincoln Way West.
Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. She was Britain's longest-serving monarch and the world's second longest. Queen Elizabeth died today at the age of 96. ABC's Lama Hassan outside Buckingham Palace, where scores of people paid their respects.
This is a very sad day. It's a sad day for the nation and for all the Commonwealth countries. You know, she's been such an integral part of our lives to millions of people around the world. She's simply been the Queen, one of the most famous, most recognizable women in the world. She's Queen, a grandmother, great-grandmother. This truly feels like it is an end of an era.
This British expat at Tea and Sympathy, a British restaurant in New York City.
There aren't many leaders in the world like she has been anymore. You know, she really set a standard that will be so hard for anyone to match in years to come.
10 days of mourning began today. ABC News royal contributor Victoria Murphy says they will end with a state funeral.
There have been plans in place for a very long time for this event, and we're going to see that swing into action over the course of the next 10 days, culminating, of course, in a state funeral at Westminster Abbey conducted by the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Tomorrow, her son, King Charles III, will give his first official address. The White House is urging all Americans who are eligible to receive the new COVID boosters to get them. Vaccines.gov says they're now available at more than 15,000 locations across the country. Hot, dry conditions continue to fuel wildfires across the West. One burning in California's Madera County, where this man lives.
I've been working like a mad dog for a couple hours, so I'll chill. But, you know, this happens around here, and it's getting old.
There are more than 70 large, uncontained wildfires burning across the region. School is canceled again tomorrow in Seattle, where thousands of teachers are on strike. You're listening to ABC News.
Honey, I can't believe you gave me toe fungus.
I was so embarrassed. I gave my wife toe fungus for the third time. Even after all the treatments I tried, all the money I spent, now my family was also dealing with this nasty problem. My doctor then told me that toe fungus is not just a cosmetic problem and that it can spread and get worse. He introduced me to a new and different routine that flushes out even the most difficult cases of fungus. It's called Crystal Flush. After just 3 minutes each day, my toes were looking better and better until the fungus was completely gone. Just imagine finally winning the battle against yellow, crumbly toes and being able to go to the pool or beach in total confidence. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219. Try it now risk-free. Call now, 800-764-9219, or visit crystalflush.com.
Weekly jobless claims fell to a 3-month low.
Economists were expecting about 240,000 new applications for jobless benefits, but the number has come in at 222,000 for the week ending September 3rd. Mass layoffs remain rare in U.S. companies, which still have 2 jobs available for every person looking for work. It's all helping to ease the summertime worries about a possible recession. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The White House is telling all eligible Americans to get the updated COVID vaccine.
The new vaccines cover the COVID Omicron variants. The earlier shots and boosters didn't.
We know what works. We know what keeps us safe. What keeps us from not getting sick is by getting vaccinated.
White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre saying everyone over 12 who hasn't had a booster in at least 2 months should now get the updated shots. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
The Taliban and an Abu Dhabi-based firm, GAAC Solutions, have signed a contract for the company to provide flight services at key airports in Afghanistan. The deal will also include equipping the facilities and training Afghan staff at the country's major airports. Jeep says it will sell 2 fully electric SUVs in North America and a third in Europe over the next 2 years. The new EVs, which are Jeep's first, are part of Stellantis' plan to convert half its U.S. sales and all of its European sales to battery electric vehicles by 2030. This is ABC News.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward into art class.
A 4-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty using elbow macaroni.
With glue and art supplies from Staples.
By tomorrow.
This week, Crayola 24-count crayons, Staples comp books, and 2-pocket poly folders are each just 50 cents. Get everything on your list at amazing prices. This year, go forward to school with Staples. Shop in-store, online, or buy online and pick up in-store. Ends 9/10, limit 30.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the 2-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
So you're getting some roof or exterior work done, and you've covered all your bases, right? Even checked out some online reviews. You think you've got everything covered? Well, think again. Not all roofing and siding companies are insured. That's why I can't say enough great things about R.E. Duchesne Construction. They're a licensed and fully bonded exterior contractor serving Will, Grundy, and Kendall counties for over 40 years. I trust them, and I've personally used them.
Hi, I'm Rita Duchesne Hughes. If you look at your home and don't like what you see, or what you have no longer protects your family and largest asset, call us at R.E. Duchesne Construction. R.E. Duchesne has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, so you can be confident you need only make one call. Looking to upgrade? R.E. Duchesne offers a full line of roof shingles, gutters, siding, soffit fascia, and windows. Call us at 815-722-2821 for all your home improvement needs. Financing is now available. Check us out on the web at reducheninc.com.
And be sure to tell them Scott Slocum sent you.
It's the Animal Stories News Team. I'm Uncle Larry. He's Little Tommy. A number of important government agencies have asked us to remind pet owners they should always be prepared for emergencies that may require evacuation.
Like what?
Fires, floods, gas leaks.
That could happen.
People should keep a pet kit handy. 2-week supply of pet food in airtight containers, registration papers, vaccination documents, water for you and your pet.
And how about bandages and medicine?
Oh, yeah, harness, flea powder, all the stuff you need to evacuate if needed.
And do we take the pet with us?
Well, of course you take your pet. You just use common sense on what they would need.
Well, what if you have a bird?
You take the cage if you can, and you have ID tags on everything.
Good idea. And you can always get more info at ready.illinois.gov. Sponsored by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency and aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tune in to 1340 WJOL next Monday morning for Will County's Habitat for Humanity, Building Homes and Changing Lives. Hosted by members of the Will County Habitat for Humanity. Topics during the show will include affordable housing in Will County, how to become a Habitat partner, where Habitat is building in Will County, and ways you can get involved on their construction sites with their Restore and their upcoming events. Will County's Habitat for Humanity, Building Homes and Changing Lives will run 2 Monday mornings a month from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
EDGYTIM is here. Coach Rod is here. The best high school football fans in the state are here. It's time for Pigskin Preview. Coaches, players, fans, and experts. You get them all right here on Pigskin Preview. Powered by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy and John Wright.
Oh, if you could only hear the show before the show. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Glad to be back with you for hour number 2. EDGYTIM here along with the coach, Joe Rodegaro. Evan Bredesen making his season debut at play-by-play tomorrow night on our Game of the Week. Glad to see that happen. Joe, this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox. Every time I drive down Jefferson, I wave to the billboard to John. Hi, John. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
And again, as I mentioned, the game of the week will be 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night. Bolingbrook at Lincoln Way West. Evan and Coach Joe on the call. Scott Slocum hosting Friday Night Lights, a 6:05 kickoff for that show leading up to the game of the week. Looking forward to it. Again, first hour, I want to thank Jeff Reeds from Wilmington and John Ivelo from Bolingbrook. By the way, if you happen to miss the show live or, God forbid you have something going else on in your life, which is wrong because you should spend all your time listening to us, but it does happen from time to time.
Well, Thursday nights, the people are watching games.
Family, what game? This is the only game in town, Joe. Family emergency, something. Okay, you get. I'll write you a note. I'll write you a note.
So.
Excuse you.
All right.
Joe, you can go back and watch this masterpiece every single week on. You go to EDGYTIM.com. I've got the video on there. You can go back and watch the whole thing.
All right.
So it continues to live on. So again, we appreciate everyone listening and watching and everything else. Getting some interesting comments and poster watching this on the live stream is Tim. Is it Shot Joe? SCHOTT
Shot.
Sure. Tim Shot. Really good point. 3A AP Top 10 has 8 out of 10 teams in the Northern Quad. How can the IHSA live with stacked Northern Quads like this? We need balance. Well, yeah. No, Tim, no. All seriousness, we get it. Well, I know exactly where you're coming from. And no one wanted to see 1 through 32 more than the 2 guys in this room.
Yes.
And I do think we are going to get to 1 through 32 in all 8 classes. Again, we had almost $6 a gallon gas when that thing got passed. And I don't think there was a person, okay, there's always someone, but I don't think too many people were going to argue with the logic at the time. Things have changed a little bit. Gas prices have come down a bit, but it's okay. So let's take a year off and then let's try to bring it back again. But Joe, all we hear all the time from our friends at the IHSA saying, look, they do a tremendous job, got run through the ringer during COVID. Some of it their fault, a lot of it not their fault.
Right.
But, you talk about fairness and you talk about being balanced and, this isn't fair. And there's teams in every one of those 6A through 1A brackets that can point to a game or two or a team or two and say, how come we end up playing this team every single year in the playoffs in round 2?
Right.
Or why does Sacred Heart have to run into Rochester anywhere before to the semifinal to get to a state title? Why can't Rochester and Sacred Heart be in 2 separate brackets? Why can't Joliet Catholic and Richmond Burton be in 2 separate brackets? Seen them 1 through 32 and play. That's to me, Joe, that's fair.
Yes.
So yeah, Tim, we're with you on that. There's no doubt. You're asking some great questions, and thank you. Again, if you're watching the live stream, we're more than happy to welcome your comments. If they're good, we'll use them. We'll put them right on the screen, just like we did with Tim's questions. So thanks, Tim, for that great insight.
Edge, I got a score from
Plainfield by the
North.
way, there are games going on right now in the Will
Plainfield North
County
is
area.
beating Joliet West 21-0. I'm getting updates from my friend John St. Clair.
Yeah, wow. We gotta go see North because boy, I tell you what, North has been putting up some points and putting up some points against some good teams too.
In his text, they said Joliet West is geared to stop the run, so 2 long touchdown passes, and they just intercepted a pass for a touchdown. So 21-0. Plainfield North.
There you go. Again, if you've got scores, we'd love to hear from you. 815-254-7300. We'll put you on. Not a problem. Yep. Another issue I want to bring up with IHSA, and we'll get into this a little bit. Okay, live stream. A lot of schools live stream their games. I know Joliet Catholic, for one, does a great job. Brian Jones runs that. Mm-hmm. Does an amazing job. And Jonesy has done that for a long time now. Other schools have embraced it. Some use it as a fundraiser, for whatever reason. Some schools charge, some schools are free. I think NFHS is pay once it hits the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of them are pay, which leads into this. So what's happening on Facebook and what's happening on Twitter is that you're getting copycat. So basically fraudulent operators. So Joe, what they're doing is, okay, let's say it's Pigskin Preview, and I tweet out, hey, listen to Pigskin Preview. So basically, this third-party operator's coming in and taking all the graphics and all the text, and putting in a different link, but it all looks the same. So when I click that link, it takes me to some weird, funky website. I go in and I think I'm paying for a game, and
the game's not there.
I'm not paying for a game. So it's been very vague. There hasn't been a lot of discussion regarding this from specifically the IHSA. Now, it's very difficult. I've had some off the record talks with people. It's really more of a Twitter and Facebook kind of issue.
Yep.
Because it's their forums and they're the ones that kind of have to police it. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of these are being reported or not. But folks, unless those links come directly from a school or from an AD or someone officially affiliated with the schools, there's a good chance you're going to get scammed. And people are getting scammed. And again, it's not thousands of dollars, which, to be careful, you got to be careful putting your credit card out there. It could wind up being that.
Yes.
But, I guess what's bothering me is that IHSA knows this is going on. It continues to happen. I'm starting to send IHSA screenshots of this stuff and links to say, hey, here's another one. Brad Kuntz from Plainfield East was sending out multiple examples saying, this is a scam, this is fraud, this is wrong. Joe, it's happening more and more every week. So I guess what I'm saying is, if I'm IHSA, you got to come out and say something, because you're the ones, this is kind of hitting their pocketbook a little bit too, because IHSA gets a percentage
of like even a regular season
of
game?
the NFHS monies. Yeah, they're getting a kickback. So they are involved in this, whether they like it or not. And that goes for the quality. You've heard complaints constantly about the quality of some streams. Some are great, some are terrible. It's just middle of the road. Someone's got to come out, and I try to do it. I'll put stuff out and say, hey, this looks wrong, but there's so much of it now. It's kind of hard to track it down. So you got to be really careful and make sure you're going. I would suggest going directly to NFHS or go to your high school and find out your athletic department's Twitter or Facebook and grab the link from there, and just be real careful what you're signing up for, because I hate to see people get scammed off of something. When you came in and we were talking about this before the show, what's running through my mind is, can't they leave high school sports alone? There's people out there that'll make a buck any way they can. Yeah, and Joe, it's obviously pretty easy for them to do, because they do it all the time. When they get shut down, they turn around and create another link and just go right back and try it all over again. So, but that's good advice, though. If people want to watch the high school game, and a lot do. High school, oh no, sure they do. Well, they must. Because there's the market for it. You're never going to find out or hear exactly how much IHSA makes off this. You're never going to hear it, because this is where it comes down to, where people have fought them for years, saying, you're getting paid by schools that are public schools with public funding. IHSA is fought that. They're a voluntary organization, separate. They're not a public company. Right. Their records are private. And so far, the courts have ruled with the IHSA, so they do not have to reveal that type of income that comes in. But trust me, Joe, they're making a good amount of money off this. Because I can't remember what it was. Was it 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, where somebody tried to take them to court and they said, well, we're a private industry. We don't have to reveal. And that was it. That's what happens. They keep trying to get them into this. Well, no, you're being paid by public funds. And if you're being paid by public funds, that means you're a public entity. And because I think what the lawyers keep fighting it. And they keep winning. You know more about this than I do. I think it came out where the salaries came out of some of the higher echelon people. Right. People saying, where are you getting this money from? Well, right. And that is because, they're not a public entity, but they do an audit and they report what their expenses are. They don't report what their income, what the revenue coming in is separate. They don't list them by, NFHS or this or that, which people to this day still want to get their hands on. Right. And they can't, but they do list salaries, and they're 6-figure employees across the board. Yep. Because again, to be fair, Joe, these are former school teachers, athletic directors, administrators, and they're highly educated and experienced. So they're getting paid basically the salary that is
Maybe
equivalent to
25,
other
30 year
to other industries
Right,
doing
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's it frosts people.
Yep.
There's no doubt.
Oh yeah.
So again, just wanted to get that out there. So people be really careful with trying to subscribe to those streams and make sure you're getting what you're getting. Again, NFHS, we criticize it a lot. And honestly, Joe, a lot of times they deserve to be criticized because I still think it's in a lot of cases, it's an inferior product, but it's the only one that's out there.
Right.
So they're the only game in town, unfortunately. So you have to deal with them. And if you're going to deal with them, at least deal with them straight up and don't get scammed into giving your credit card or what have you.
That'd be
elsewhere.
my biggest worry.
Yeah. I mean, like us as a network, that's one of the most important things and one of the biggest things they invest in is their security and everything else goes behind it. And look, everyone can get hacked.
Sure.
We're no different in our
Nope.
network. But it's something that obviously if you're in the business of online, you've got to really, really, really put a lot of dedication and resources to it. So, so there you go. We're going to step aside here in a minute and take a break. When we come back, we will talk to Luke Lonkank. We will talk about the Lincoln Way West Warriors who are hosting Bolingbrook, our game of the week tomorrow night. And let's do that. We're going to step aside and take a break. So you are listening to the Week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these commercial breaks.
Are you dealing with back taxes? Are you worried about what might happen if and when you do pay those taxes? Call Greg Severson at Cordano Severson and Associates. Greg has worked with many businesses in getting out of tricky tax situations. He has worked with the IRS for many years and with many different clients. He knows the players and how to navigate the system so that your business will get the best solution for your situation. So whether you're struggling to meet the next tax deadline or dealing with overdue or late tax payments, it's time to call Greg Severson. Greg will help your business now, but also help you set up a year-round tax plan, saving you this hassle year after year. He'll give you a free half-hour consultation to get started and give your business the attention it deserves. Call the firm that has provided quality tax advice for almost 50 years right here in the Will County area. Cordano Severson and Associates, a firm you can trust and your business can afford. Co-founder and proud member of the Will Buy Local Alliance. Spending more time at home with the ones you love is lighting up our lives, and you can illuminate the view in your home right now at Light Source Lighting. At Light Source, you'll find all of the latest and new for this year Quoizel lighting designs. Enjoy the quality, style, and durability to last for many, many years to come. We have one of the largest in-store selections of Quoizel products for your browsing and shopping experience. Touch them, use them, and see them in comparison to other brands and imagine them in your home today, lighting the way into this exciting time and beyond. Our designers will give you a personal tour of all of our lighting choices. Yes, the new phase is here, so put the new glow in your home today. The 2020 new stunning designs and classic choices from Quoizel are here for you now. Browse Light Source Lighting with a friend. Come on your lunch hour or after work. Visit our 2 convenient locations in Plainfield and Plano, and check us out at lightsourcelighting.com before your shopping visit. For over 50 years, Senior Services of Will County has helped senior adults by offering community building opportunities and providing helpful services. In recent years, Will County Seniors has expanded their offerings to include services for the families of these senior adults, which has led them to open a building in Romeoville that is for seniors and their loved ones. Construction has just begun on the Ovation Center, a building with partners such as Silver Cross Hospital, insurance and financial services, a reception hall that can accommodate over 500 people, meeting rooms, a cafe, a fitness center, and more. Leasing opportunities are available now in this prime location. For more information, visit theovationcenter.org. Again, that's theovationcenter.org. Senior Services looks forward to partnering with your business. And as always, Senior Services of Will County connects resources, information, services, and programs for those over 60 and those who care for them, keeping them safe, healthy, and independent. Discover what Senior Services can do for you.
It's been 9 long months, but high school football is back. This is State Farm agent Kevin Malloy, the proud sponsor of the Pigskin Preview Show, wishing all of our local teams the best of luck in 2022. Only time will tell how many champions we'll crown this year. Speaking of championship teams, if you're looking for a new insurance agency, why not consider the Malloy State Farm team? Voted the best of Will County 4 years in a row. Give us a call at 815-463-5800 to hear what a championship team sounds like.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
Week number 3 of the high school football season, we find ourselves headed to New Lenox. The Lincoln Way West Warriors take on the Bolingbrook Raiders. Our live broadcast starts at 7:30. Brought to you by Tire Tracks USA. Preceded by Jody's Hot Dogs Friday Night Lights. At 6, high school football this Friday night, the Brook and Lincoln Way West.
The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen. Weekdays from 4 to 6. The Afternoon Rush is your recap of the day and a look ahead at what's to come. The top headlines from around Will County, news from around Illinois, what's happening in D.C. and around the world. More importantly, breaking news, traffic, and weather as you try to get home from work. The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen, 4 to 6, here on 1340 WJOL. Pigskin Preview with EDGYTIM on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. EDGYTIM with and starring the coach Joe Rodriguero. If it's up to me, Joe, that's the next bumper we're gonna have.
I'm just a cog in the machine.
No, you're not Cog. Cog's no longer coaching football.
I saw Cogs the other day too.
Hope he's doing well, Tom. We said hello. I said hello.
I will.
Want to add on to our, by the way, welcome back. It's week 3 of Pigskin Preview, sponsored by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like good neighbor, Joe?
State Farm is there.
Keith Smiley, my good friend, responding to our talk about these scams, as a huge problem nationally, horror stories. Although NFHS is sometimes sketchy coverage and requires membership, it is at least legit. If not a link from the school, stay away from the link, period. Yeah, that's Keith. That's really good advice, my friend. There's no doubt. So again, something to monitor, Joe. It's something that continues to be an issue that pops up. And I know my inbox has been flooded more and more, it seems, every week. So.
Edge, I think the Tin Man is warming up his car at Plainfield North. Another interception for a touchdown, 35-0, Plainfield North.
There you go. I wonder if that's still first half.
I think it is.
Okay. All right, going out to the phone lines, we are joined by the head coach of the Lincoln Way West Warriors, Luke Lokank, joining us. And WJOL game of the week tomorrow night is Lincoln Way West hosting Bolingbrook, and Luke kind enough to join us. Luke, appreciate it. Good evening.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Oh, glad to have you. You know, we had John earlier in the 6 o'clock hour, and we got to the subject of staffs and talked about your staff. But I mean, let's face it, your staff's kind of legendary.
Yes.
and infamous all at the same time. I love the fact that your staff, you have really a mix of, guys more your era, your age, and you've got a lot of veteran guys around that program as well. I got to imagine, especially in the first few years, that had to be by design by you, correct?
Yeah, when even back to when Dave became head coach in 2011, and kind of putting this staff together, who we want to be around, and we're fortunate to have unbelievable people from, and my dad's been coaching over 50 years, and having him there, then, obviously Dave, we've been together for so long, but he's been coaching for over 35. Then you just add in, sprinkle in, all these different guys who are just great people. Scotty Peters came on board with us today. Then, Mark Cognice Jr. is with us. Nick Schaub and Eric Dorncat, who, about around my age in 40s, and, Steve Bauer, Amy Zorales, and, Joe Bozio. We just got so many great guys that we get to work with, every day. And there's a mix of, a little bit of youth and a lot of middle age and some old, and it's been great.
When you just said the statement, I went, holy cow, guys in our 40s. Edge, I remember when this little young man was in high school.
Yeah, I know.
Man, Coach Rod, you're getting old, man. When you start saying that stuff, and again, just when you said Ernie over 30 some years, I'm going,
Wow.
That
just hit. I was
That
like, wow.
just hit me too, because to me, well, you were in high school Luke, when I got the first chance to do it, but with Ernie, he was just a young guy.
Back with stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I was the assistant AD and stuff, and talking football with him and stuff. And I'm going, wow.
Yeah, I think Dave was in his early 30s when he was coaching me at Providence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just great to, I've been fortunate my whole life to be around, great role models and great people, and it really developed me into who I am today. And, I'm just fortunate to be with them every day now too.
I love the fact that you talked about these guys and the differences in ages and what they bring to the table. Didn't talk a lot about their coaching ability, but you talk about them as guys and people and being around them. And how underrated is that, Luke? I mean, let's face it, you've got to get along with these guys. I mean, it's a grind for quite a long time. And, first of all, you have to get along.
Yeah. You spend so much time with these people, and, they become some of your closest friends. And you want to always surround yourself with unbelievable people, and you want to surround yourself with, people that will, treat kids the right way. And, I start out every year, we're going to coach these kids, like we're coaching our own kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
If our kids are in this program, that's how we're going to coach them. And because these are extended kids of ours, and, just treating people right and being around great people can lead to great things.
Yes. Yeah. Well said. Well said, Luke. 2-0, a little bit better start than last year. And just looking at these games, tough games. I mean, you've been in two kind of slugfest type games. And again, we talked about Cole Crafton and stuff, but let's talk about the offensive line, which to me, doing the game tomorrow night, at your place is going to be a key tomorrow night for your offense.
Yeah, these last two weeks have been unbelievable weeks. We've played some unbelievable teams. Plainfield's 8-win team last year, and Oswego East is one of the best teams in the area, and our kids have really grown a lot. These last 2 weeks have come together. And we're seeing so much improvement because we are playing, a lot of new guys in some key spots, and the groups have been improving a week from first week to second week. You talk about that offensive line, we saw the most growth out of that group from week 1 to week 2, and just kind of gelling together and becoming one. And as we get into the season, and our schedule doesn't get easy at all, throughout the 9 weeks. And those guys up front, offensive line and defense line, are ones that's going to, lead us, through the schedule. And they've really been coming together really well. And
you've got some young guys too. I mean, I read in the paper, Austin Roswell, caught a big touchdown. I mean, you got some young guys too that are contributing to the team this year.
Yeah, we have two sophomores. Austin Roswell, who you just talked about. He had a kickoff return week 1, and he took a jet around for about 60 yards week 2, and he's just a special kid. He's actually ran in the Junior Olympics this summer, end of July. Great athlete, but even a better person. Respected among all. Then Josh Feldman is another sophomore we have up, a linebacker for us, but. We are young, but traditionally at Lincoln West we've really been like a good mix of 5-10 seniors and 8 or 9 juniors, and we've played a lot of sophomores in the past, and but it is a great mix of kids, and they're really gelling well together.
As far as Bolingbrook's concerned, I mean, I know that I think what caught Joe and I kind of surprised at the preseason coaches show is how excited John was about this team, and John's always been, Joe, one of those guys very reserved, and he was really excited about this team. And obviously, you're going to get the best game coming off a loss to Simeon, but I can guess we can always state the obvious, Luke, of speed and athleticism, but What is the big concerns for you going into tomorrow night?
Great respect for John and staff, and we were talking at the radio show about, I really enjoy playing each other because our staffs get along so well, and it makes for, a great atmosphere, and they're just, like you said, athletic ability, and this freshman quarterback that is very, very talented, and just kind of being patient and playing good sound defense and keeping the ball in front of us and putting ourselves in position to go into the fourth quarter is always our goal, and if we can control the ball a little bit and not turn it over and create some turnovers, we hopefully have a good game going into the fourth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, I'll tell you what, Luke, always appreciate you taking time. I know you're busy during the week, so always good to have you. And again, if you want to listen to that game, that is the WJOL game of the week tomorrow night. 7:30 kickoff. Evan Bredesen and Coach Joe Rodriguero going to roll out of his backyard and take a little walk over to Lincoln Way West and
right down the tracks.
Right down the tracks, Joe, and do the ball game. Luke, again, just thanks again and good luck tomorrow night, okay?
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do.
All right. Good luck, Luke Loking joining us, and if you couldn't tell by the video stream, I had to do a little manipulation, but we got things working back up for Coach Joe.
You can do it all.
I'm no Evan Bredesen, but I'm getting there.
Getting to this game.
Yeah.
Just by the stuff that I've read,
It'd be good.
I think it's going to be a real good game. I know we talked to John at the beginning of the year about his offensive line. Their running game has not clicked yet.
No.
They've got a good couple of running backs in the backfield, too. So it's the guys up front. I think it's going to be definitely a lineman type game. It's going to be. And if, as John said, though, which is encouraging to Bolingbrook, that the quarterback got sacked once last week.
Yeah.
So I think
someone's
trying to
doing
draw
work.
something up that put a little pressure on him to see what he can do because, again, they're very athletic, meaning Bolingbrook, and Marion Stewart's a special player, too.
Evan, you look like you want to.
Yeah, I have a score update between Yorkville and Plainfield South. That game's at Plainfield South tonight. At the end of one quarter of play, it is 13-0 Yorkville. They just scored on a 37-yard pass to go up 13-0. 95 combined penalty yards in the first quarter between the two teams, according to Jeff DeGraw.
Well, that's either two teams playing really poorly or two teams being really chippy, one or the other. It'd be interesting. Thank you, Jeff DeGraw, by the way, for the scoring update. We appreciate it. If you're at a game and you want to talk, 815-254-7300. Even if you don't want to talk, if you got a scoring update, hit me up.
Yes.
Love to have it. Joe, going through the rest of the area scheduled games.
Yes, sir.
The Tone. Holy 2-0.
Yes.
Really weird first two games, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Arcola?
No. Arcola was Reed Custer.
Oh, that's Reed Custer.
I think he played
Indianapolis.
He
was like one of the Indiana teams.
Was it Rantoul?
Yeah, Rantoul, I think, week one.
Yes.
So, definitely probably a different challenge for Mantino. Unfortunately, Mantino, they're off going to start. But
That's kind of surprising to me, too.
Sneaky good game here, Joe. Canelan comes in and takes on Morris. Canelan, very solid, Joe. Very good passing attack this year. Troy Carlson, their junior quarterback, getting a lot of looks. They also have a junior wide receiver, Eric Johnson, good-sized kid, 6'2", 200 pounds. Going to challenge Morris a little bit defensively here, but this is a really good Morris team, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say. Morris is going to be one of those teams down the road that people are going to be really watching.
I feel bad. Usually by now I've been to our place and I've made my pick for the winning selection. You ever been to our place?
No.
Right off of 47 and 80, the truck stop.
I know where it's at now that you mentioned it.
They do a fun thing. It's like a pick 'em, high school pick 'em every. You pick one team, you put it in, and if you win, I don't know what you win. You win something. You get into a drawing, you get a free meal or something. But it's just fun. Again, typical Morris embracing high school football.
Yes.
You go into the Walmart, you see the Morris shirts, you see the Coal City shirts. So that's Morris. You gotta love it.
Yes.
So should be a ball.
Yeah, that's another community that like Wilmington and Coal City and stuff just absolutely back to high school sports.
Another game in the area, Lamont at 2-0 hosting Oak Forest. Now, Joe, I don't know how good Oak Forest really is this year, but the one thing I will tell you, the Bengals uniform game is spot on this year. They have new uniforms, Joe, and I will try to, if I had access to my phone, I would try to find it for you or tweet it out. Do some scoping around and look at Oak Forest uniforms this year. Spectacular.
Really?
Even the Lamont players, and I'm not going to bust you out who I was talking to this about. Talked about, yeah, those are really cool looking uniforms. Kind of almost similar, kind of a gold, because Oak Forest is like black and gold.
Black and gold, yeah.
So it's that black and gold scheme, but newer uniforms look really sharp. Now, they might look good coming off the field or coming on the field, and probably a little sadder going off the field after getting walloped by Lamont, but at home, that's as much as I can tell you about Oak Forest this year.
Yeah.
Cool looking uniforms.
Again, although Lamont, a couple offensive guys, one in week 1, one in week 2, banged up a little bit, but again, Brett's got it going there, and that's going to be another team that people down the road are going to be looking at them to try to make a run.
We talked to both head coaches earlier in the show, Bolingbrook at Lincoln Way West. Joe, again, I think it could be a close, decent game.
As Luke just got off the phone with us, if they can get it to the fourth quarter, which I agree, they got to be able to not get haymakered right off the bat in this game.
Lincoln Way East traveling to Stag, Joe, 2-0, but it could be 2-1.
Yeah, they're going to come down to earth.
This is going to be one of those games where I think everyone's going to expect like a 60-0 blowout, and Lincoln Way East just does not do things that way.
They don't.
They just don't.
They do not.
Drives me nuts. Well, they only scored, the score was 31-16 against Batavia. And Batavia came back and really made a rally in the second half. No, it was 31-0 at halftime. The only thing that slowed down Lincoln Way East was halftime. No. Stop. This isn't college football. You're not going to get bonus points for putting up 75 points against an opponent in high school. Okay?
Edge,
not in my book, Joe.
Edge, the Tin Man is at Plainfield North, 41-0 with 5 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Okay, so there you go. Plainfield North.
Pretty good.
Looking pretty legit, Joe.
Yes, they are.
Good thing I put them in my top 30 this week. Oh, look at that. Somebody recognizes you.
Yep.
How about that?
They're pretty good.
Lockport, the Porters, as we mentioned, on the road at Bradley. Number one, good to get the Porters on the road. Get a little wind under their sails.
I'm picking the Porters.
A little bit tougher game. You're arriving down 7-0, but you should be able to get the win on the road.
Yes.
But again, a test that I think Lockport needs here.
Yes, I agree.
Joe, I had a chance to see Homewood Flossmoor on Saturday. They are on the road at Lincoln Way Central, both 1-1. Of course, HF coming off a win Saturday against Cahokia. Lost in week 1 to Naperville North in a relatively well-played game. And Lincoln Way Central, I know, got their first win last week.
Against Lake Park, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to go HF, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'd love to see Lincoln Way Central win this game. I really would.
All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to have a few minutes to wrap things up. And I don't know, Joe, what do you want to talk about when we come back? Maybe we'll talk baseball.
Sure.
We'll figure it out. Don't go away. We'll be back. Week 3 of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
place to know for heating and air conditioning too. Providing comfort all year round. Johansson and Anderson.
Cooler temps are coming sooner than we think. Hi, this is Rick Cronholm, president of Johansson and Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Right now is the perfect time to install your new heating and cooling system with special offers from Johansson and Anderson and energy rebates. We're talking York and Johansson and Anderson rebates of up to $850 and utility rebates up to $450 on qualified heating and air conditioning systems. That adds up to $1,300 back for you, and you'll use less energy all winter. Invest in your home, get money back, and save money every month. Call the name you can trust for over 75 years. Johansson and Anderson. Call J&A today. Sleep tight tonight. Johansson and Anderson, a York certified comfort expert.
Looking to start a new business or expand your current business with excellent visibility, traffic, and more? We have space available at Theodore Plaza Retail Center in Crest Hill. Lease 802 Theodore, a former restaurant with hood, grease trap, walk-in cooler, and more, featuring over 2,200 square feet for under $3,000 per month. Want more space? 804 Theodore is also available for lease and has over 3,800 square feet at just $3,840 per month. For information, call Mark at 815-546-1679.
Now's the perfect time to get rid of that junk car. Joliet U-Pull-It wants it and will offer you free same-day pickup and the highest price in the area guaranteed. Plus, they're paying top dollar for all of your scrap metal. Come dig into Joliet U-Pull-It's expanded yard with over 1,300 foreign and domestic vehicles to choose from. And no entry fee. Get parts, get paid, or get both at Joliet U-Pull-It. Located 3/4 of a mile west of Brake Street on Washington, next to the railroad tracks. Or go to JolietUPullIt.com. Joliet U-Pull-It, the way to save.
Take the fear out of home improvement and tune in to 1340 WJOL every Monday at noon for the Prepare to Repair show with RJ Graham Plumbing. Thorough discussions with licensed experts. Prepare to Repair will empower homeowners through education. Have questions? They have answers. With over 20 years of experience, Steve from RJ Graham Plumbing and his guests will cover the must-knows for your upcoming projects. Tune in every Monday at noon for a home, entertainment, and community radio program. The Prepare to Repair show with RJ Graham Plumbing.
The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen. Weekdays from 4 to 6. The Afternoon Rush is your recap of the day and a look ahead at what's to come. The top headlines from around Will County. News from around Illinois. What's happening in D.C. and around the world. More importantly, breaking news, traffic, and weather as you try to get home from work. The Afternoon Rush with Evan Bredesen. 4 to 6 here on 1340 WJOL. Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. We are wrapping up the week 3 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's news, talk, sports. And guys, it's potpourri time. Ready? Evan, don't go, come back. Potpourri time. We are going to talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. Whatever you want.
We're still taking calls, though.
815-254-7300. You want to talk pro sports. You want to talk high school football. You want to talk cupcakes. You want to talk within reason. You want to talk about the Queen, Joe? Let's talk about the Queen. I feel bad that the Queen died. I know she's, 96 years old? She seemed like a nice lady.
Yeah.
I mean,
people in England love her.
People in America are more enthralled with the Royals than I think the Royals are, honestly.
Yes.
But I get it. I'm kind of that way, too. I mean, to me, it's history.
Yes.
It's a long legacy of history, and it's something that in this country, it's just something we don't have.
No.
So I think there's an interest. There's always going to be an interest level there.
Right.
Going back, I mean, I remember the royal wedding and, Diana dying, and it might not interest you at all, and that's fine. But, I mean, I watched The Crown. I thought The Crown was great on Netflix.
Like you said,
it's history. Yeah, it's history. So I find it interesting. Yep. You don't like it, too bad. 815-254-7300. White Sox.
Okay.
Well, obviously playing better. Big 4 days ahead, playing a team that we're horrible against in Oakland.
I know.
Horrible.
That's what scares me.
Absolutely horrible.
Like we like I said when we went a week ago, the magic number for destruction was 6. Now it's down to 5.
Yeah. I mean, Tony La Russa coming back. Joe, it can't happen, can it?
Well, it's going to happen, but I don't see. I don't like that.
I really don't. I go by what's in front of me, Joe.
Yeah.
What's in front of me is Miguel Cairo's lost, one game so far?
6-3.
Thought it was better than that.
Maybe.
But all I know is that they're playing much more inspired baseball. That's all I know.
Yep.
And how bad is the American League Central?
Terrible.
Bad.
Terrible.
But the scary thing is, once you get in, anything can happen.
Look at the Braves last year.
Yep. So we keep lying to ourselves.
Well, like I said, I've got the count at 5, so I will be able to give it up after 5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. 815-254-7300. Any questions, thoughts? Love to hear from you. So you have the game of the week.
Yes, sir.
Out of the area team you haven't seen, who do you want to see?
I'd like to see Mount Carmel. I know you have.
Yep. Really good. Really good. Right there, right at the top. Lincoln East is right at the top. Loyola, right at the top.
Didn't Rita beat Rice last week?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it happens more often than not.
Yes.
I mean, tough game against Carmel. And again, Joe, that's a really good Mount Carmel team.
Mm-hmm.
Rita rallies, bounces back. It's a nice one over Brother Rice. Brother Rice, younger.
Yes.
Evan,
Yes.
thoughts? What should we talk about? We've talked White Sox and the Royals. What else you want to get into?
Well, I don't want to talk about that. That's for sure. I don't want to talk about the other team in town either.
Yeah, I heard you today.
I'd like to avoid that topic as
You
well.
were playing good there for a while. Now you've hit this last 10 games hasn't been good.
It's just
I know.
when you know they're not
How
trying.
long?
That's when it's the most frustrating.
How long before they turn things around?
Oh, I don't know, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think Tom Ricketts cares. He's printing money right now, and until the fans give him a reason to care, it's Jerry Reinsdorf with the Chicago Bulls. 20 years of mediocrity after Jordan left. He didn't care because they were number 1 in attendance every year.
Right.
And it wasn't until last year when the fans finally said in the second half of the season, we're not showing up. And they finally weren't number 1 in attendance. He freaked out and finally got rid of John Paxson and Gar Forman, Jerry Reinsdorf. It's the only way it's going to change on the north side of town. The fans have to stop going. And that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
But I've been told as a White Sox fan for decades that if we do that, we're bad fans.
Yes.
Those people are wrong. Those people are wrong. You are not bad fans. You are not bad fans for not going and saying, I am not happy with this product. I want something more. I simply want the owner to care as much as I care.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's all I've ever asked for is to at least understand our logic. And yes, there are times when our team has been good and fans still haven't showed up.
Right.
Then you've got every reason to bitch and moan. Every reason. And I'm right there with you.
Yep.
Because I'm the one saying, hey, I'm going to the games. Why isn't anyone else going to the games? When they're not good, don't give me grief that I'm not going.
Don't
because
spend
they're
your
not
money.
good.
Yep.
So, that's all. I have a big decision. We have a big decision coming up soon. Do we buy 2 more tickets onto the SS Titanic, or do we pass and hold out and see whether they get things turned around or not? I don't know. I still don't know.
All right.
We're still debating that. Of course, I'm talking about White Sox and season
Titanic.
tickets.
I love that.
Yep. 2 deck chairs. Got my reservation all lined up. I'll let you sit right where you want on the Titanic. That 3rd deck, you sit right there. Have a good time. Get your hot dogs and watch the train ride.
Nachos.
Right in front of you.
Right. The train right in front of you.
Get to stare another season staring at Darryl Boston's butt down the first base line.
But again, if they
Because he's not going to change. Nothing else is going to change.
No,
All those guys will be back.
But if they do happen to make the playoffs, we know the reason why.
Joe and I.
We were there.
Documented.
When it all started.
Fully documented, Joe.
Yep.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
1 to 32. I know we talked about it earlier. Is it going to come back next year?
Yeah.
I assume it is.
Yeah, it is because there really hasn't been any real major objection, quite honestly. I had I do my podcast every week with Matt Lang, and we do small school stuff, and we've talked to coaches about it, and we're like, hey, looking forward to it. They're looking forward to seeing how it works out and what it looks like and how travel and they're in the same boat. They'll tell you they're tired of playing the same teams every playoff year anyway. So one thing I'm excited about, we're this year on that podcast, and we recorded one last night. Go on my website. It's free. Go watch it. We had Jason Kirby on from West Central High School, which is out near Macomb area, out in the western part of the state. They're 8-man, and it's growing, guys.
How many 8-man teams are there? Just venture to guess.
35, 40.
Wow.
And that's up from like 16 from a year and a half ago.
Yes, we were talking.
And it's growing. It's going to continue to grow. And I'll say within 2 years, it'll be sanctioned by IHSA. And then it'll be part of the state final series. They play their state title game at Carthage College up in Wisconsin. Is that Wisconsin or Illinois still? I'm not sure.
Carthage up in Wisconsin.
So they've hosted the last couple of years. I'm going to go this year. It's the Friday. I think it's semifinal Friday when their state championship is for 8-man. I'm going to go. It's something that it intrigues me. Just seeing it.
Well,
intrigues me.
In Texas, they do have 8-man football. In
Iowa, Wisconsin. Yeah, there's a bunch of states that have it.
Every once in a while, Comcast will have the
Iowa.
They have last year they used to have some of the Texas games.
Yes.
And 2 of the classes in 8A were on, and then they would pick and choose which games they want to do. But it's interesting.
The best part of 8-man, and we talked about this on the podcast, is Evan, you've got schools like West Central that has 250 kids in the school. More often than not, they're end up co-opted with 2 or 3 other schools just to play football, just to be able to field the team. They don't want it. They don't want it.
That's why 8-man's growing.
Because these schools are allowed to keep their identity. They're allowed to continue to play football.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to, and he said, players 1 through 9, 10, fine. When you get to 11 to 16, 17, 18, where you notice it, where it's like, okay, things are starting to get thinner, trying to fill out a roster, and it's
because
thank you, Keith Smiley. Yes, Monmouth College.
Yes,
where they play 8-man.
And we've talked about the Fisher Bunnies are one team that don't have football.
They're not playing this year. There's another one that if they can find a way to keep it going, and a lot of these schools have gone into it with the thought of we're going to go 8-man, and hopefully we can build up a little bit of numbers, and then hopefully go back to full football. And they're more than welcome to do that. It's not like they're locking in any kind of a contract or agreement to stay X amount of years in 8-man.
Right.
You go for 8-man for a year, and if you've got enough numbers, go back and go back to full 11-man.
Right.
But it's going to be interesting.
I do have one thing I just want to say really quick here, just to clarify something. We had a caller who called in who was, I'm not going to go into the gist of the phone call, but suffice it to say, if you've ever listened to this program and actually listened to it, you would know that the 2 men who host this program have never and would never question the integrity of anybody working in high school athletics. If you cannot understand the difference between a joke and a real criticism, I advise you, find a different program. I will not allow people to call in and question the integrity of the 2 men who host this show. I will not allow it because I've worked with them too long, and these 2 men here are the biggest champions of high school athletics I know. And when they clearly make a joke, if you can't handle the joke, that's fine, but that's a you problem. That's not a we problem. And you will not question their integrity on my watch.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I vote for Evan.
Yeah, me too. Well, again, I mean, it's fine. I'll have to go back and listen and hear what I said. But it's believe me, Evan, it happens more often than not, unfortunately. And again, it's very simple. If anyone gets offended or there's proper channel, and I'll come flat out and apologize for something I must have said, but you know, it was certainly meant in jest. It wasn't meant to harm anybody, and people that know me and know the amount of years and time I've put into this know better, as you said, Evan. So thank you, sir, very much. Well, Joe, that's it. That's going to do it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it on that note, but I wanted to make sure that there was an individual. They decided to hang up before I could properly rebut. So I decided let's put the rebuttal on the air and see if they're still listening so they understand.
Fantastic. All right. For Evan Bredesen, my hero, for Joe, the coach, Rodriguero, I'm EDGYTIM. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Week 3 in the books. We'll be back next week. You are listening to Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Good night, everyone.